So, what stocks are on sale right now? So, the stocks that are on sale right now, or stocks that you should keep on your watch list, is Tesla, Taiwan Semiconductor, Procter& and Gamble, Nvidia, and Merck. Those are the five stocks that I would keep an eye out for. And let's get started with Merck. So Merck today they reported earnings today. They did actually well on earnings. They beat expectations. They beat their earnings per share. They beat their revenue expectations. And overall, uh, you know, uh, Merck is down for the day on Tuesday, down 9%. I feel like if Merck decides to like bounce from where it's at right now, then that's probably a good sign that we could see Merck go back to the up. It could basically it was just a small overreaction of what happened during the day. A lot of people might have thought that Merck was probably not going to be earnings, but now that earnings are out, I feel like, now that, earnings are out, they beat their earnings, right? I feel like eventually Merck could go up. And I feel like a personal good entry point for Merck is where it's at right now. It broke the on the weekly chart, right? If you look at it on the weekly chart, you can see that it broke the 50-day moving average. But I think with earnings, already, they did good. I feel like Merck could go to, it could go, up a little further, maybe this week or in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Merck. So now the next stock I want to talk about is what is it? Merck, Procter and Gamble. Procter and Gamble. Let's see. Okay, Procter and Gamble. Let me see if they beat earnings. Procter earnings. Okay, so they missed out on revenue, right? But they beat their earnings per share. So basically, essentially for that quarter, they were profitable, but they didn't beat revenue expectations. But in a way, I mean, I feel like, if they were profitable for the quarter, that's good, right? And you're talking about a company that's like, what? Annually, their revenue is just growing each year. It's surpassing each year's revenue in a way. And so I feel like after earnings today, right? I feel like it's a little, oversold right now, right? And it's kind of like sitting right now at the support level of 161, 160. But then again, right? If let's say Procter and Gamble decides to like just crash down to like the 180-day moving average, I feel like that's a personal good entry point to get into Procter and Gamble. But I feel like a personal good entry point is where it's at right now. Um, and I feel like, if Procter and Gamble decides to stay at the 160 or 161 level, then possibly um, this could see, possibly Procter and Gamble could go up a little bit, further up, this week or next week. Who knows, right? But yeah, that's Procter and Gamble for you, right? Um, the next stock I want to talk about is Nvidia. Um, let's see Nvidia. Okay, so Nvidia, right? AMD reported earnings, but I'll get into that later, right? Um, if when Nvidia reports earnings and for some reason they don't do good on earnings, I do feel like Nvidia could possibly, um, find support at the 180-day moving average or the 200-day moving average. That is if they don't do good on earnings, but I feel like where it's at right now, and if you look at it after hours, it's at 109 now. So like anywhere, I feel like if Nvidia decides to, for whatever reason crash down tomorrow, right? I feel like tomorrow, I feel like a personal good entry point would be around the 106 level. And yeah, 106 level, if not the 111 level. But we will see what happens in the video, just in case, things, never eats, things go, south with the video. The next stock I want to talk about is Taiwan Semiconductor. Basically, all of the semiconductor stocks have been getting hammered in a way, but like you can see like right now, Taiwan Semiconductor is up after hours, 3.17%, right? And so I feel like if Taiwan Semiconductor can maintain itself around the 158, 159 level, I think that's a personal good entry point, right? But let's say if Nvidia reports earnings and their earnings don't do good, then a next personal entry point, that is if it happens, right? If Taiwan Semi crashes, the next personal entry point that I would look out for would be the 180-day moving average or the 200-day moving average. And I think the last stock is Tesla. Tesla, right? Where is Tesla? Okay. Tesla, I feel like Tesla could eventually these couple of days possibly see the I personally think that Tesla could touch the 50-day moving average. But that is if it touches it, I personally think that's a personal good entry point to get into Tesla. Now, let's say it breaks the 50-day moving average. I feel like the next personal entry point would be around the 200-day moving average. And if it breaks the 200-day moving average, another personal good entry point would be the 180-day moving average. But if Tesla decides to, crash down, right? I would be on the lookout for 214 or 216 as, as personal, entry points to get into Tesla. Um, and yeah, okay, now I'm gonna get into AMD. So there's this the weird strategy I've been testing out, right? Basically, I use this website called Finviz, right? It's called Finviz. You click on where it says screener, you click on Mega, right? On market cap, I'm sorry. And you click on Mega, right? And then you click on performance, right? It's gonna show the stocks from worst to best, right? And basically, how I've been using this website is I've been analyzing the worst stocks, right? I've been seeing stocks that are like a little bit oversold, right? And then I use that information and I'm like, okay, so that stock is, I personally feel like is oversold, or I feel like it's about to, go up eventually, right? Not obviously in a day, right? But maybe in the next couple of weeks. And so what's, weird, right, is that I thought, you know, AMD is on this list as the fourth worst performer, right? And so when I looked at AMD, right, AMD was around the 144 level, right? And then AMD decided to crash to 136. And so when earnings was approaching, right, I was a little skeptical because I was like, maybe if they do bad on earnings, AMD could crash a little further, right? But that wasn't the case. AMD beat earnings, right? And look at them after hours. So they closed at 138.44. After hours, they're at 149.11. Now this could totally change the next day, right? But it's kind of weird that this, website in a way. Like when stocks approach earnings, they, for some reason they go up regardless in a way. I think I think Pepsi was on this list as the fourth or third worst performer on this list. And they were approaching earnings. And when they reported earnings, they skyrocketed. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, because look, I remember on that list, right? On Finviz, Pepsi was around like 162, 161, right? And when earnings came out, it crashed, but it quickly regained its loss for the day, and then it started just going up and up and up and up and up. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. So I was like, maybe this could happen with AMD, right? And so the same thing happened with AMD when they reported earnings. Except, AMD is like up huge after hours right now. And so I feel like if, I'll try to keep, studying that strategy out and see, using Finviz, the data, like it says like from worst to best, right? I'll try to keep an eye on the strategy and see if it's reliable in the future, right? But other than that, if you guys want to use that website, it's called finviz.com. It's totally free, right? And yeah, and you can, use this list to like analyze, oh, here's support, here's resistance, or I think this stock is a good deal. Whatever you think, right? And other than that, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did good trading or you did good in like finding good deals out there, right? But other than that, I wish you the best of luck for this week or, tomorrow, obviously. Whenever, if whether it be, investing or trading. And if you guys want a paper trade or sign up with Webull, you can sign up with my Webull link in the description below, or you can sign up on Webull's website. It's totally up to you. As always, this is not financial advice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.